In the late 90s and early 2000s, World Industries was everywhere. From their skateboards to their clothing, their playful graphics and iconic characters were an integral part of skateboarding culture. For many kids, including myself, the very first skateboard they ever owned was a World Industries deck. At the turn of the century, World Industries was considered the biggest brand in skateboarding, but unfortunately, the iconic brand would fade into relative obscurity by the 2010s. This begs the question, what happened to World Industries? In the early 1980s, professional skateboarder Steve Rocco was dropped by his then sponsor, Vision Skateboards. Following his departure, Rocco began the process of creating a skateboard company that would be entirely owned and operated by professional skateboarders. With the support of Dogtown Skateboards alumni Skip Engblom and the legendary skateboarder Rodney Mullen, Rocco officially founded World Industries in 1987. From the beginning, World Industries set itself apart from its competitors in a few different ways. For starters, World Industries prioritized showcasing street-style skateboarders over vert or bowl-style skateboarders, which were far more popular at the time. They also embraced a grittier and edgier style that set them apart from many of the dominant styles of the time. Their unpolished and irreverent marketing and skate videos resonated with skaters across the world, and the company began to rapidly gain popularity. Iconic American skateboarder Mike Valley joined World Industries in 1989, shortly followed by skateboarders like Daewon Song, Kareem Campbell, and Ron Chapman. This added legitimacy to the brand, and skaters really began to take notice. As World Industries began to grow in popularity, Rocco began to set his sights on the Big Five skateboard companies that had controlled the industry throughout the 80s and early 90s. The Big Five at the time included Powell Peralta, Santa Cruz, Tracker, Independent, and Vision. In order to compete with the Big Five, Rocco knew World Industries needed a recognizable face or mascot to represent the company. Lead graphic artist Mark McKee designed 3 characters that were officially introduced in 1996. Devilman, Flameboy, and Wet Willie began appearing on virtually all of World Industries decks and merchandise following their release. The release of the new characters coincided perfectly with the introduction of the X Games the previous year, which ultimately led to a rise in young skateboarders. This brand repositioning led World Industries to solidify their place among the most popular brands in skateboarding at the time, becoming the #1 brand in skateboard hard goods by the end of 1998. That same year, in 1998, Rocco and Mullen, as well as 3 additional shareholders, were offered a staggering $29 million for 70% of the company by private equity firm Swanderpace Capital. The deal was the first of its kind and led World Industries to become the first skateboard company to be publicly traded on the stock market. The sale led to the creation of Kubrick Marketing, which became the parent company to World Industries and dwindled distribution. In the year 2000, Kubrick Marketing was sold to a company named Alloy for around $50 million after facing numerous financial problems. Just 2 years later, in 2002, an Australian company named Globe International acquired the entirety of Kubrick Marketing, including World Industries. While World Industries still remained popular in the 2000s, the company slowly began to lose its chokehold on the skateboard industry as it became increasingly corporatized and out of touch with the current skate landscape. World Industries would eventually be sold again in 2007 and acquired by IE Distribution for $8 million. This marked a significant decline in the brand's perceived value. In 2012, World Industries retired the Wet Willie and Flameboy characters so that they could be used to create a new brand. The new brand, aptly titled Flameboy vs. Wet Willie, sold a variety of products including footwear, skate hard goods, apparel, and accessories, with their target demographic being young boys ages 4 through 11. This decision was made with the hope that World Industries could shift their focus on reconnecting with their roots. World Industries would remain under IE distribution for the following 7 years until it was eventually acquired by Golden Viking Sports America, a subsidiary of INA Sports Incorporated, in 2014. World Industries is still operational today and currently sponsors several professional skaters. While World Industries still exists, they're nowhere near as popular as they were at the turn of the century. Looking back, I believe it's pretty easy to pinpoint several reasons that contributed to their eventual downfall. The catalyst for the eventual decrease in popularity of World Industries is undoubtedly the initial sale of the company in 1998. This sale and the subsequent sales resulted in the company becoming more corporatized, which distanced it from its initial hardcore skater fan base. While originally it had been perceived as edgy and gritty, the changes in leadership led the brand to focus more on a younger demographic of skaters. Several collaborations with Tech Deck and a line of collectible toys further distanced the brand from its core fan base. Another reason for the decline can be attributed to the overall decline in popularity of skateboarding as a whole. While skateboarding initially began gaining popularity in the mid to late 90s, by the late 2000s it had significantly decreased in popularity worldwide. I believe the final reason for World Industries' decrease in popularity has to do with the attitudes of skaters towards mainstream skate brands. Many skaters have anti-establishment attitudes and get all of their skate products from local skate shops. Once World Industries really broke into the mainstream and began being sold in major retailers, they began to be perceived as a cheap store brand by the larger skate community, causing many skaters to turn to smaller and independent skate brands. Steve Rocco and World Industries weren't afraid to push the boundaries. From the witty early advertisements to the often controversial skateboard graphics, the brand fostered a reputation for being rebellious. Unfortunately, as the company experienced rapid growth throughout the 90s and into the 2000s, its identity began to shift and move away from its more controversial branding. Several sales later, and World Industries now operates as a shell of its former self, in a cautionary tale of the dangers of growing too fast. For those who grew up in the 2000s, World Industries likely still evokes feelings of nostalgia. Whether it was skateboarding with friends during summer breaks, or just learning how to skateboard, World Industries introduced millions of young kids to the world of skateboarding. While World Industries leaves behind a complicated legacy, it should be celebrated for its achievements, including helping to popularize skateboarding to an entirely new generation of skaters. If any of you are interested in learning more about Steve Rocco and World Industries' meteoric rise and fall, I would definitely recommend watching the 2007 documentary, The Man Who Sold the World. The documentary is currently free to watch on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like it and consider subscribing to my channel for more videos coming out soon. Please leave any suggestions for future videos in the comment section down below. See you next time.